folks. Streaming live and custom. So welcome everyone. If you don't know me, I'm not sure why you're here, but it's Ken Lloyd. It's the Accelerated Ascension show. This is show number 2. The first show, which was last Wednesday, was an opportunity for me to share, my history, where I'm at. Hi, Dustin. Where we're at up until literally last week. It's been a wild ride. And today's show is going to be moving into more of what this show is about. Ultimately, the idea here is to show you how you can raise your frequency rapidly, how you can move through those traumas, those things that are holding you back to become the best version of you. And we call it ascension. I call it raising our frequency, right? We're just moving into the new versions of us, and the perspective we have on life changes. The things that we see in life, when that perspective changes, the ugly doesn't look so ugly, right? The beautiful becomes more brighter and more love. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to show you a few tools. I'm going to take you through a meditation in the beginning of our session versus towards the end. I want everyone to have the experience now, and then we're going to move into questions, and we're just going to have fun. Ultimately, we're just a big family, right? And this is for everybody. With that being said, we have about 50 to 60 people showing up tonight. I'm going to give it a few minutes here before we begin, before we get really into the thick of things. A couple of announcements. First of all, if you like the show, just sign up for a couple of them, just because that makes me feel good. I love to get those emails that say somebody signed up for the show, somebody signed up for the show, and I know it's free and it's wonderful, but that makes me feel good. And if you're getting something out of it, sign up. The next thing is, again, I will be in Sarasota, Florida, February 11th through the 13th. Now, on Sunday, the 11th at 7 p.m., I'm doing the lecture. And Embark, which is the higher self that's inside of me, will be running the show when we're there. We'll be grabbing people out of the audience, doing healings on the people there. We'll be talking about the adventures that I've had. But most of the folks in Sarasota have been along my journey, well, most of the journey, right? The Cosmic Center is very special to me because they're placed in my path to, one, keep me under the radar while all this was happening, and two, show me how to work with groups and audiences and come into who I am. And one of the most beautiful things that's happened to the Cosmic Center is I realized I don't have anxiety. So if you guys can imagine the public speaker thing, right? If you've ever had to get up in high school and do a speech, you get that little craziness. Doesn't matter if you've rehearsed it word by word and in front of the mirror 1,000 times, you get that anxiety. I don't have any of that. And I haven't had any of it since 2018 when my event happened. And I'm sitting here in front of you. I got a little cheat sheet over here on my left. But at the end of the day, I have no idea what I'm talking about when I come into this, right? And when I step in front of in front of those folks at the Cosmic Center, I still don't know what I'm doing. But it's beautiful. And it feels amazing. So the Cosmic Center is very special. And if you have the opportunity to see me in person up there in Sarasota on the 11th, please do. I will be doing a in-person transformational healing on Tuesday, the 13th, I guess that would be. It's $100. My virtual shows are $75, but it's $100 at the Cosmic Center. But even with those shows, I'm literally standing in the middle of all of you. And while you'll get the feel of my field when I'm doing the virtual, right? When you're having those sessions with me, it's another experience when I'm in front of you. It's really spectacular. And I don't say that from my point of view or my perspective because I don't feel the energies. To me, it's another day, it's another moment as I move through this. But the reaction from the audience is pretty intense and pretty amazing. I've had people not being able to get out of their chair for 15 minutes because they're so into releasing the heaviness of what's taken place to them. I mean, it's incredible to see. Okay, so the Cosmic Center. Tomorrow I have my transformational healing. And for those of you who haven't experienced it, there is a coupon code and it's in the chat window. But I think it's called, let me bring it up here real quick. You got this, all in capital, right? And it basically is 15% off. And it's really designed to give you the opportunity to have the experience. And you're going to get a little bit tonight. Anytime you're with me, you're going to have an experience. You're going to feel the energies. You're going to feel the shifts because I'm not going to show up and just talk. I'm going to show up and give and give and give. Just that simple. That's the way this works. And then, yeah, private sessions, right? If you're interested in the one-on-one sessions, let me know. I have added 25-minute sessions. I've always had the 55-minute. Okay, they're an hour, but I say 55 minutes because I do need a little bit of a break in between the sessions. But I've added 25-minute sessions because I'm finding that with nearly every call I have now, it's done in 15 minutes. It's done in 20 minutes. And the last little bit is just us talking and having, the collaboration, the community. So, my sessions are expensive, but it depends on what you think expensive is, right? And take it from there. But for those who don't need me for an hour, let's drop it down. Let's get the work done and make it happen a lot quicker. Even for Sarasota, I have added the 25-minute sessions today at a request of one of the participants there. Okay, so we've got about 54 people here. And again, so what we're going to do here is we are going to do the meditation first. So I'd just like everyone to take a moment and turn off all the distractions, turn off all the phones. It's just me talking to you. I'd like you to visualize above my head a beautiful blue ball of light, a spear. The spear is talking to you. And I'd like you to take that and pull that into your heart. That you pull that blue ball, that blue energy ball into your heart. Feel it move through you. Feel it touching every aspect of you, every cell in the body. This is your protection. This is your bubble of safety, if you will. As they say, this is your safe place. Please visualize tree roots growing from the bottom of your heart. Down your torso and out each of your legs, down each of your legs, down past your knees, further down and past your ankles, into the ground, into Mother Earth. With intent and with love, grow them deeper and stronger and thicker, down and down and down. In the moment, you're going to see the center of the earth, a beautiful glowing ball. Almost as if you're looking at the sun in the middle of the earth. Take those tree roots and wrap them counterclockwise 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Please pull them nice and tight with love. Please visualize the pink light from the Sirius star system. Allow that beautiful pink light to come down, come through your crown, past your throat chakra, and anchor into the top of your heart. And now this does, they're actually showing me as this happens, visualize that pink light just wrapping around your heart and embracing the heart with love. Visualize the white light from the Octana star system. Please allow that to come down through the crown, past the throat chakra, and again, nestled right next to the pink energy. They both wrap around your heart, anchored in. So beautiful. Take a breath. Please visualize a red light coming from above and shining down through your crown, down through your throat chakra, down through your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral and your root, and continuing down, all the way down below your feet. And as you watch this red light, it expands wider and wider, and it covers your entire body as you stand there. Looking closely, you're going to see orbs or little bubbles emerging, growing, manifesting in that light. Each one of them have a conscious of its own. Each one of them contains a healing code, a healing frequency, an intent, and a purpose. They have shown up. They work on your beautiful body, your heart, your soul, your mind. They begin swirling independently, but in unison, counterclockwise through the body, out of the body and in the body, out of the body and in the body. Just relax and allow them to move as they need to flow. And as they move through your body, they are touching those areas that need that attention you're asking for. Take a moment and set the attention, the intention to heal that thing, the emotion, the heartbreak, the trauma, the disease, the ailment, the condition. Especially the love for self. And again, these orbs are everywhere. They're like little bubbles cleaning you. As you watch this beautiful, beautiful red light, you notice it begins to turn to a beautiful orange like a sunset. The bubbles are now glowing the same orange. They're still working, they're still moving through. They're touching every aspect of you. Releasing those energies that no longer serve. And allowing you the opportunity to release and to bring in what you desire. So soft, so warm, so much love. As you continue to watch these orbs, these bubbles, it now shifts into a beautiful white, soft baby blue hue. It's like a cross between the angelic realm and the beautiful soft blue ocean. This washes over you, those bubbles again. The orbs change to match the light around you. They are installing the codes in you now, the codes you desire, you need, to uplift you to your next energetic level, if you will. More, more. Now they all begin swirling faster and faster in the counterclockwise direction, like a little mini tornado, pulling in all of those energies that no longer serve, all that denseness. Faster. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Faster and faster. Again, like a tornadic activity, you'll begin seeing the energies moving up, higher, higher, out to the top. And disappears. Please visualize a white diamond plasma coming from a place beyond source, coming down through source. It enters the top of the head and immediately enters the top of your spine. As it enters, it flows down your spine like a beautiful paint, wet, glistening. So white diamond plasma will coat the top of your spine further down. It moves rather rapidly. It's past the shoulders, down, down, past the shoulder blades. Visualize it going further down into the arch of the lower back. It's anchoring in, it's being absorbed all the way down till it hits your tailbone. And as it pours into the tailbone, your tailbone will begin lighting up beautiful, bright, white light. From this white light emerges two tree roots. Watch them as they grow down each of your legs. Thick, 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 past the knees, further down past the ankles. Again into Mother Earth. And these race down further and faster too. Again, the center of the earth, a beautiful orange glow. And they wrap around 3 times. 1, counterclockwise. 1, 2, and 3. Pull that nice and tug, nice and snug with love. Now please visualize, in your heart, there's a bubble of energy. We're going to take a breath in, and then we're going to take a breath out. When we take that breath out, I want you to expand that bubble 6 feet all around you, and you'll be in that bubble. Breathe in, nice and relaxed. Breathe out, and expand that bubble. Poof, that quick. You're in that bubble. Please visualize a green tube of light. Green tube of light. The one end of that tube is your heart. It's a beautiful open red rose, or whatever you see is perfect. The other end of that tunnel is a 1,000-petal white lotus. And in the middle is a beautiful yellow center. That is my heart. And as you watch that, the pink hearts will emerge and begin bouncing down that green tunnel so your heart can catch it. They're thicker and they're faster. You can feel the energy, the excitement. And as always, for the next few moments, allow my team, allow Kamaric to do the very thing that you came here for. Keep watching. Kori amor kutushiria. Ni ni bari kujo di bari kori achi bari katia te kadaro boru ko nunu munu di te katia te katia bari kachikati kati kati yete tari katia tari chukpu. Hari ati anani amari ani no bari kujo shiria tari kata. Please get lost in the beauty. Yete chete katari kapukuto shiti ani are amari ani atai ashwapu shutu po mo ali atia. Shilia tu. Please relax, stay focused. At the same time, allow everything to happen. They're working on you right now. That is very meticulous, very deep. So many energies right now. So many beautiful colors. Just relax. Allow it to take place. Almost done, almost done. There you go. As you feel comfortable, you can please come out of that. And then we'll start the show. One of the things that I do ask, and if you're feeling compelled and desirable, place your experience in the chat window for others to see. It's always important that for those of you who haven't experienced, you don't understand what just took place, that others have also had that as well. It's community, right? Good to get about sharing. So this show is interactive. And as we have questions, we'll take those questions. My sister, the beautiful Kimberly Lloyd up there, will read those and she'll bring them through. Accelerated ascension. What does that actually mean? Things are changing, right? And we had a channel message last time for Comeric. We have another channel message today, which I'll share in just a moment. 2024 is indeed a new era, a new dawn, if you will. And what I mean by that is new tools, new people, new faces coming to the front lines to bring us into this next phase. I am one of them, and there are thousands more that are coming. But with this, the whole intention is to bring humanity back to its original path. And we mean this from the genetic infrastructure in the body, the understanding of what we are, who we are, and the role we play in the universe. And these messages will come through thousands of people. Okay. Tonight there is a message from Eric, so let me read this, and I'm sure he'll come through as questions come by. So here's the message from Comeric. The journey you on is very complex, yet very straightforward. See, it's always the perception of the moment that defines the journey. One could look at their situation as inconvenient, a struggle, a hardship, or even a curse. You can look at the situation from down in the weeds, the thick of it, or you can learn to view the same event from a higher frequency point of view and realize the event itself, it's just a blip. It's just a simple lesson in the whole of your existence, even beyond that of all the human forms you have taken. When you begin to view those moments from this, the higher perspective, it allows you to allow the emotion and the trauma to flow through you, to be experienced, but not to be collected and replayed over and over. This is the process I'll be teaching folks as we move through show after show after show. We all have trauma. We all have events. It's how we process those and we deal with those. It's the perspective that we take. Are we the victim, or we recognize that it's just an experience and we are there to love the moment, regardless of how difficult it is. And we are there to identify the lesson for ourselves, not for others, but the lesson for ourselves. Why did I have that experience? And it's that moment that we recognize, oh, well, that's why that took place. That we can then look back and say, well, wow, okay. Well, that's why it's happened 3 other times in my life. And now I know. This is the experience. This is the moving forward. This is the ascension, the lessons, if you will, as a human. Tonight, I want to talk about a couple tools. I had asked my team earlier in the week, I'm like, listen, I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't know what people need to hear. And I asked them to show me, which I always do. But they showed me a little different. They said, listen to the sessions you have this week. Listen to the tools that you use in those sessions. And those will be the tools you give everyone tonight. I will tell you, when I work individually, it's a lot easier to use these tools. And you'll understand in just a moment. One of the things that I'm asked a lot, beyond just the healing, is I want to get connected to my guides. I want that stronger connection. I want to know more about me, whether it be your galactic team, your guides, your angels, whatever perspective role that you take. It's always the same. I want to be connected. I don't want to be alone. And we don't mean alone in the physical 3D sense. being alone in the spiritual sense. We want to be with our families. So tonight, they're telling me to back up a second. Before I begin this really, really simple, beautiful exercise, the message that I had, and I believe it was last night on Nori Love's show, was to stop going out to find the thing inside of you. Okay? We have given up so much of ourselves to others. And when that message was channeled last night on Nori's show, I giggled and I laughed a little because I'm literally telling people not to listen to me. Now, that's a pretty brave stance to take, isn't it? Here you are, you all showed up to have an experience, and I'm saying, hey, hey, no, 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 don't follow me, don't listen to me. But let me explain. It's easy for us to sign up for a course, a teacher, a modality, a path in life. Some people will sign up with a practitioner their entire life, and they'll follow them without question, without touching, without checking in with themselves to say, do I still resonate with this thing? And the message here is once you do those things, once you follow that practitioner, you do the modality, they're encouraging you to step aside. Take what you learned from those moments, from that experience, from those people, and create your own unique gift, your own unique space. Stop giving up your power. Use those things they teach you to wield your own magic, and then go inside and discover the rest. So now I'm going to show you how I did it. I really did do it this way. For about a year and a half, almost 2 years, I began making a statement to myself when I would drop into meditation. And the statement was simple. I didn't realize the impact, but the statement was just this. I wish to connect to the highest of the high, closest to source, that's in 100% alignment with me and all of my missions. Now, I didn't realize what I was doing, but I would close my eyes, and in the beginning, I would visualize a golden ball above my head. And I'd like you all to do that right now, please. Please close your eyes. Drop into your heart. Visualize that golden ball. Nothing but love. And as you see that, from your heart, say these words inside. I wish to connect to the highest of the high, closest to source, that's in 100% alignment with me and all of my missions. And as you make that statement, as you make that intent, you'll see that golden ball coming down through your crown, past your throat chakra, and anchoring into your heart, filling your heart up. And it's in this moment they ask me to tell you to ask your heart any question you want. For now, you have brought your higher self into your body, and your higher self is with you. The very thing you have asked others to do for you, you have now done for yourself. Think about that for just a moment. Think about how easy that was and is. Give yourself the space. Feel the energy, feel the you inside of you. Recognize this energy that's inside of you right now, inside of that heart, is never, never going to steer you wrong. Korea parikatashi titi kotoya nia tarikatashi tia koshuria. You can come out of that exercise at your convenience, or you can stay in there the rest of the show. So I want you all to recognize again, I did that for about a year. And I did not know this at the time, but my higher self literally entered my body. And that helped. That happened on December 12th. And I shared that in the last podcast, right? Mary, I'm going to absolutely type that in the chat. What a great question. So when I did that, eventually on December 12th, my higher self came in and began that merge process. And it's in just the last month and a half, it has changed every aspect of my life. Now, I'm not going to get into that tonight, but I can tell you everything has changed. If you guys will give me just a moment, I'm going to type this in, and I apologize for the inconvenience. I wish, oh, let me get my keyboard. I wish to connect to the highest of the high.
And Ken, we do have some comments and questions from folks. So
Why don't you go ahead? You go ahead and ask those questions while I type this in. I don't want downtime for everyone.
All right. So we have some great ones like hello from Mexico and Australia. So hello and thank you. I'm from Dallas, Texas, or living there. So welcome, welcome. It looks like Frank lost audio, so I hope he got it back again. Yes, thank you. Mackenzie says, amazing. I feel so light and my body aches are gone. Thank you, Ken, and your team. Oh, thank you, Mackenzie. Carrie says, totally beautiful and comforting.
Hey Kim, can we move through to just the questions themselves? If there's no question, no worries. It's just that listen, I love the comments, but the comments on the feeling and expression are for the others who need to understand they're not alone in this. So that's all, Kim. Other questions?
Rose says, I've had some pain in my heart area waiting for a doctor's appointment that is over a month away. The pain went away. Those healing bubbles taking it from me. So they're talking about pain.
All right, beautiful.
And that's about it.
Yeah, no.
Ellen has asked for questions. We don't have much more.
Perfect. And that's fine. So I will tell you that usually in the podcast, I won't do individual healings. If you do the transformational healing event tomorrow, we'll go through a meditation, 45 minutes to an hour, something like that. And tomorrow, I know many of you have done the transformational healing, and you'll notice that a lot of the meditations were seemingly verbally, familiar, but that is shifting tomorrow. They are now changing it up. And tonight you had a little bit of taste of that. There's still more of that coming tomorrow. And again, every healing session I do on Thursdays now, it does something different to you, even if the words are the same. Cool. What a question here. Does everyone who wants to ascend need to give up the root chakra? Cheryl, I don't recommend that at all. Do not do that. All right. The root chakra is critical. The fact mine was removed was because of my mission, the purpose, the thing I have to do, the 14 that are in me. And I found out in December that while the root chakra removed all my trauma, past lives up to that moment, there was a side effect. And that's, again, repeating a little bit from the other podcast show, I couldn't feel energies. And that was a side effect. And now they've reinstalled something similar so I can begin feeling those energies and begin to operate a little bit normal. You do not need to remove your root chakra in order to ascend. And recognize ascension, the term ascend is to raise your frequency. It's the ability to view the world from a very different lens, which is how I view the world. The world is beautiful to me. I don't see problems. I don't see dilemmas. I don't see struggle. I don't see any of that. That's the perception and the view that I have. And that really is the ascension when we view our lives like that. So I definitely Leave your root chakra. It actually does have a purpose. Clean it, clear it, move the things out of it, but keep it. I realize, Mary Ellen, that there are some practices out there that say you don't need the chakras. Okay. And for those, some of those that may be absolutely true. It really depends on the journey you're on. I will not tell you one way or the other, needed or not needed. I tell you to use your own discernment. And if it resonates with you, move forward to that. Okay. You will not find on the show me talking in a lower energy form for other modalities and practices at all, because every single one of them have a place and a purpose for some or for many or for most. And all of us need to find our own path. The message there is ultimately you're in control. It's your power. Use your discernment. And when you no longer resonate with that particular modality, practice, step aside and move into the next passionate thing. I have numbness in my left side of face. Any idea what that is? So, Diane, I appreciate the question. So we're going to hold off on any of the health questions. The show today is really going to be focused about the community collective. I'm happy to do those questions in my transformational healing event, which is tomorrow, and I go through those and I'll answer and tap into everybody as long as we have time. Yeah.
We have some really good questions. They're back to back, almost the same. And that's talking about your sessions and how people should. So here it is. I know there is a protocol for after the Thursday group, which I took, and also you did a December group that I listened to you on YouTube. So I'm wondering in general, should we not do too many or even two sessions with you too close together?
It's a great question. So I do want to just kind of make another update. The transformational healing protocol was previously only available via email. So when you signed up for, the healing event, you would get an email about 15 minutes later with the protocol. I have now moved that into the website under Work with Ken, I think. There's another menu item there that has the protocol in there. I hadn't realized that even in those short 10 or 15-minute spurts that we're doing, people still need the after session protocol to ground and to realize what's happening to them. So that is posted on my website now. And I do recommend taking a moment in the really big font that's on there and read through that, and you'll understand how to move through the changes that are going to take place in the body and the energy fields. Kim, did that answer that question? I'm sorry if I rambled on.
Yeah, we have another one that's close to that that's important.
Okay.
And Kenzie says this. Oh, can you explain the benefits of listening to sessions later on from a healing perspective from you and your team? Example, if I listen to your session again in a few days, would I get healing from that? Right.
Yeah, you absolutely will. So let me explain. So I really suggest, if you're listening to that full hour of the healing protocol, which again is tomorrow night, to give yourself at least 4 days of downtime before you jump into a replay. Okay. Your body needs to process all of those energies. It needs to move out the things that no longer serve you. You need to purge, emotional purge, physical purge, whatever those are. Don't overdo it. Okay. Once every 4 days is so plenty. And I usually tell people 7 days, once every 7 days, but use your own discernment and judgment with that. The individual sessions I do are different. Okay. If you do an individual session with me and I'm doing pinpoint precision work, that's very different than these energies. And you can do a session with me and turn around and do the group healing an hour later without an issue.
So can I add something to that?
Yeah, totally.
Know that when I have the sessions here with you, and we were, sometimes when I have them, I go through some emotions. I'm processing whether I break down and cry or what have you, and need to get that out of my body, that energy going. And then other times I have different reactions. So I'm just giving my perspective. Everyone's different. But I feel like if I tried to do another one at the same time, my body would be like, "What are you doing to me?" Just my experience. We do have another question, Ken, from Cheryl. She
Mhm.
says, "Does the collective heal as we heal in the same way that we heal?"
Absolutely, we do, but we do it a little differently. Yes, the same way in terms of the energy moving from one aspect of us into another part of the universe, if that's how you want to look at it. We do find ourselves holding energies that no longer serve us, but often we won't know those until they then surface, if you will. Again, you can call that past life trauma, you can call it experiences. We all have baggage. Even up there, we all have baggage that need to be cleaned as we move through things. So yes, the answer to your question is we heal as well. We just may not have the physical body that you do. Same process.
That's wonderful. That's a really good question. I like that.
Yeah, right. I love these questions because I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth, right?
This one is not a question, but he kind of adds to what I had. And thank you, Timothy. And he says, I'm doing individual sessions tomorrow so I can have a precise healing to get the energy out from the group healing sessions.
Yeah.
So I love it. Thanks for adding that, Timothy. Kat says, what can you suggest about getting past the fear of oblivion? Letting go of one's life and old patterns can cause resistance to the unknown.
Isn't that the experience you're supposed to have? When we came in here, it's the unknown. Why would you want to stay in the same container, the same box, the same 8-foot room over and over and over? What kind of experience is that? The fear is just not knowing what's going to happen, but that is beauty. That is excitement. That is the reason we get up in the morning. Break through the idea that you're going to get hurt and move into the idea that you're going to be loved. When you do that, that is what shows up on the horizon. You can look at the sunset or the sunrise, or you can look at the dark of the night. The choice is really yours. What path do you choose?
Wow. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Diana says, should we listen to old private sessions we have had with you? Is there a healing benefit to that?
Absolutely. Absolutely there is. You'll be able to go back to those old one-on-one sessions and you'll be like, listen, I had this hang up about relationships, about loving too much or not loving enough or whatever that is. And when you go back to that, you're gonna be able to say, listen, we dealt with that. Oh, I'm seeing it surface again in my life. Oh, that's the lesson. That's the experience. And you'll be able to move through it a little further. Absolutely. There's a lot of love in there in knowing yourself. And I gotta be honest with you. You have an hour with me. It's going right over your head. You know, we're just in it, right? We're just talking. We're just one, bam, 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 bam. Over and over, listen to it again. And I got some from a couple of years ago, once in a while I'll listen to. Absolutely. And again, it's growth, right? Listen to it a year from now, I'll be like, wow, I have grown so much. It's huge. It is so beneficial. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I love doing that. I've gone back before, yes. And even wrote down notes and different things. So I love doing that. So Ken, we don't have any questions. We do have some comments that I can see, no questions that I can see. Some great comments. I love them. Thank you for doing that for Ken. He's wonderful. Oh, I think we just now we're getting questions. Let me see here. Okay. It says, Becca says, where will you be traveling to with these healing gifts? When you were upgraded, did they tell you that you had to take the show on the road, so to speak? Are there places on Earth that they want you to go to?
Okay. Kind of a loaded question.
Yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot there.
Well, there's a lot there that is still in the works. Yeah, on the road. They told me I would be traveling for 2 years and then I would settle down and everyone would come to me. And everyone, again, bunny ear quotes, right? Everyone being whoever that is. That they would come to my location to be trained. And I always articulate the idea that I'm not a guru, I'm not a trainer, I'm just a man, I'm just a person, with 14 in me, that can help you through your journey. Where are we traveling? I know what's happening soon regarding where I'll be, without disclosure, which is ultimately a month or two of a complete reset of my energy bodies. As I say, energetically, out with the old, in with the new. The higher self in me and the other aspects of me operate at a much, much higher frequency than the physical body. and they are shifting my reality to match their frequency. In order to do that, as we mentioned in the channel last week, there's a lot of chaos and a lot of turbulence that comes with change. And I'm going through that chaos and that turbulence now so that the reset can take place. Where I'll be, it's going to be undisclosed, at least initially. But when I emerge, you will see physically, some new gifts arise. And then from there, the announcements of where I'll be will be made available. And that's them channeling, by the way. And ultimately, I don't know. I do not know where I'll be, and they won't give me that information at this time. It's literally day by day by day as I move through the continual integration of what took place in December. I'm still another 2 months out from the full integration of that taking place. So I'm going to talk to Trisha's question here. So within 2 years, you'll be training others to do this. It'll happen before then. There'll be some brought online within 6 months to begin learning how to access the living library inside of Ken. As we show Ken the different modalities, the different tools, the different aspects, the different corridors, the different rooms, and he gets familiar with them, he will then articulate that to very, very few precise individuals who can handle the frequency, and then they will articulate it down and down and down. So let me pause with regards to that statement. And for those of you who are tuning in to the idea of a living library, the name of it will change. It's just not changing right now. 3 weeks ago, I don't even know when anymore, they installed what they call the living library inside of my field. And speaking of the field, last week, the field was about 89 feet. Right now, it's 102 feet around me, so it has grown in the last week. Again, this is the evolution of what they're doing to the body. The living library is to say it's a record is even kind of a loose term. It is everything that ever has been. Has ever thought about being. It never will be. It is the accumulation of all in a single container spread across multiple bodies. He's not the only one. Thank you. With that being said, let me kind of break that down. And I'm going to put this in the best terms I can. The concept, the Akashic records, where you can go in there and you can say, hey, show me this lifetime where this happened, and you get a story. If we fast forward that evolution to Patricia Wall's Hall of Records, and by the way, I highly encourage anyone who's interested in growth and expansion to look at Patricia Wall's in her, Kim, I think you're taking that course here shortly, right?
This Saturday is her course.
Yeah.
She's been amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the Hall of Records. Now, the difference is this has all your records in it of all lifetimes, and it's editable. You're able to go into there and identify the trauma and remove the energetic cord by a process called burning, like literally burning a piece of paper over a fire, right? Burning that energetic record. I'm simplifying it. It's easy, complex, and Patricia will walk you through it. I believe Patricia was downloaded this almost 40 years ago, I think is what she's telling me. And Patricia is part of my team. Very, 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 very close friend. Very, very trusted. When you go into the Hall of Records, you're working on you. Okay. The Hall of Records is inside of the living library. To give you a perspective, the living library contains your codes, your genetics, your original blueprints of everything and everyone. It contains your ascension codes, your frequencies, your upgrades, your healings. It contains everything. It's a place where individuals will be able to go and do their own work without having to go to other practitioners once you learn how to drive the car. The beauty of this being installed in my field is that when you go in there and you say, I'm paraphrasing people, okay? heal my shoulder, and it happens, what you're actually doing is you're using my energy and my gifts. As I work on people, I create blueprint codes, healing codes, and they're stored in the field. And the living library will call on those codes to deliver that to you. The universe is putting you, your destiny, whatever you want to call it, it's giving it back to you. And this is the message, right? Learn how to heal yourself, go on your journeys. Activate yourself when you're ready. You will be in control. 2024 is the shift from others back to you. And the tools for you to do this are going to be coming online. And again, I'm just one, and there are thousands of others that are going to be showing up. So, the living library. I will be teaching that once I learn what they want me to teach. And I mean that very, very beautifully, because every session I do now, they're placing me in the living library to do the work. As I've gone over the past 3 years and do my healing sessions, every month they seem to evolve. They get faster, they get quicker, a new thing happens. And now the living library is literally taking all of that and packaging it in such a way that everybody can do it. So this is what's coming. We're still a little ways off. After I get through the next few months of full integration, then we'll begin working on what does it mean for people to access this on their own. Okay. The living library is designed for the masses, where the Hall of Record is designed for the individual. I will be using the living library to heal thousands and thousands of people at a single time in a single statement. In moments. That's the living library, and it will be given to everyone. So that's what's coming, folks. I think there was a question about what do I see for 2024. I'm not sure that was that from.
Yeah, we've got a couple of other questions too. So I know a lot about this living library, and it's amazing, the Hall of Records. We have one that's further up here that someone says, a cat. 2024 seems like it's on a verge. What are you seeing or sensing about 2024?
So I don't make predictions, right? I mean, it's funny. I say that, and I'm laughing at myself. I don't make predictions, right? I can tell you anything about you. Phone me up, right? But I'm not going to talk about the collective as a whole because everyone's different. But I will make this statement, and I'm going to repeat a little bit of the statement made in last week's show. There's a changing of the guard. And what I mean by that is everyone's ascension journey, while we think it has been fast and fast-paced, and we're getting downloads all the time. We have hundreds of thousands of beautiful spiritual light workers out there sharing their messages, sharing their process, sharing their vision, their information. It's all been slow rolled. It has all been, I don't want to use that. It's all been stifled, slowed down. Can I use that? I'm talking to them. So I'd like you to, without bringing in the energy of a political establishment of any type, recognize a political process in the terms of we're going to get it done. We got the team, we got the stuff, we got the money, we got the vote, so on and so forth. And you fast forward a week, a month, 6 months, a year later, and what do you hear? We still have the money, we still have the team, we just haven't gotten it done. Okay. That type of political posturing. And again, please don't enter the idea there's a political statement here. There is not any political statement here. It's just a word. It's the idea. And that is what's happened with the Ascension and the current front runners in the Ascension movement and Korea speech. They have been unintentionally unaware of the process being slow. Folks like me and thousands of others are going to show up on the scene in 2024. It's done. There's no more slowness. The pace is happening and is happening now. And it's going to pick up. And everyone has a choice. They can tune in to the idea of chaos all around them. Pick your chaos, the neighborhood chaos, the political chaos, the war chaos, the so on and so forth. Or you can shift your perspective to the energy that's happening. Folks like me and others, many, many others, that are giving you the tools to empower yourself to move as fast as you desire without waiting for anyone. We are all coming in. We're moving through the current systems that are in place, disrupting the current order in place to put every tool in the hands of every person, every human, to move at their desired pace without restriction. So, welcome to 2024. Okay, I hope that, by the way, that was half channeled and half me and half, I don't even know.
We have another one.
Yeah.
Is love an essence? This is from Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl. Is love an essence rather than an emotion?
Love with a frequency. Let me find her question.
It's way up there. Yeah, we've been jumping all over.
Oh, is love an essence rather than an emotion? I don't understand the terminology of essence. Is love a frequency? Yeah. But the frequency of love is different than the frequency. I'm sorry. It's interesting you asked. This is actually something I pondered the other day. The frequency of love is different than the emotion of love. The emotion of love, while it's a high frequency, it's a different bandwidth, a different harmonic than the universe's frequency of love. The universe doesn't have a name for that frequency we would call love. It's the highest vibrational pattern that's in alignment that resonates with your energy bodies in this current form and state. It's the most, and they're laughing a little, highest vibration you can feel. We call it love. In the charts, we call it love. But it's just a harmonic of intensity. And I'm sorry if that didn't make sense to most folks, because a little bit of it was a little different for me too.
Timothy says, how does the chaos affect you?
Okay, let me answer that in 2 words, 3 words. What chaos?
Yeah.
And I mean that very sincerely. And that's not me being funny. I actually haven't turned on the TV in 7 years. Now, I do watch a movie, don't get me wrong. But the movies I watch don't have violence, and I can guarantee you, if the movie says aliens in it, I don't watch it because it's always a bad thing for the guy, the aliens, right? The point is I'm very selective with what I watch. I don't know what's going on in the world. No joke. I couldn't tell you when the next presidential election is. I couldn't tell you when I'm supposed to vote. It's often I can't even tell you the weather. And I love it. But I know there is a lot of chaos out there. Though everyone deals with it every day, right? From the moment you walk out of your front door to the moment you get home, and even when you're home, everybody has a little bit of turmoil and chaos that they bring to the environment. Not with me. So chaos doesn't affect me. And right now I'm going through some chaos in the 3D world. And it's astounding how I'm not impacted by it. A little frightening for some, but that's on a personal note. So keep going.
So Janera says, I feel my gifts expanding, and yet because I'm not relying on my physical tools, I feel less confident. Is this typical following an upgrade?
Feel my gifts expanded, and yet, because I'm not relying on my physical tools, I feel less confidence. I don't understand the physical tool part. Janice, if I could you get Janice on? Could you find Janice and ask her to talk to me?
Yes, I will right now.
Janaris.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. And I'm going to call you Janice because I love that name. Hi, Janaris.
Hi, how are you?
Beautiful. Could you re-articulate your question just a little different? I don't understand your statement.
So since our session last week, I used a physical tool, it's pendulum.
Oh.
Now, with my modality,
Oh.
and as you had stated the reliance on those would be lessened, and that's happening.
They're
And
showing me training wheels.
okay.
Okay. They're literally saying you're removing the training wheels and you're like, I don't know how to drive this bike. I don't know how it goes. And that's literally all it is. And you can imagine as soon as you start moving just a little bit, you're gonna make you rocking and rolling.
Okay.
Okay, seriously. Yeah. So it is part of, at least for your experience, right? The idea of, well, I don't have this tool anymore. What am I supposed to do? And now they're like, oh, well, as we said 18 times in the show already, go inside. The answers are there. But yeah, no, you're beautiful. But thank you for the question. I apologize. I didn't quite understand that.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Thanks.
I want to just say this again. Trish had put it, so the living library essentially empowers each individual. Okay.
It gives you all the tools you need to do everything you need across all lifetimes in the now for all versions of you that exist in all dimensions, density, realities, and forms and states. Recognize when you're in there, it's just not you in 2024 sitting at your desk, Ken. It is every version of you that is happening now. So recognize that impact. Sorry, again, you guys will notice my eyes change a little bit, and sometimes they just kind of go off. It's very smooth for me on my side, but I don't know what's going to happen when they talk. And this is me, as Janara says, right? This is me learning to not use my training wheels. So yes.
So Lenny says, how do you release past karma or stop coming back with the same group of people?
You make new arrangements. It's not that you need new people out there. You are allowed to eject anybody from your soul family at any time, but recognize they came in here with the job you asked them to do. It's just that simple. Now, again, we are looking at it from a very different perspective, and we do encourage everyone to look at everything from other perspectives than just the eyes. But you had set this up to learn the lesson. Now, ultimately, the lesson that you're learning, while you may say it's tough, it's hard, it's horrible, blah, 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 horrible, 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 recognize you're learning this lesson because you didn't learn it in past lives in other places, if you will. You are also tasked with learning this lesson and clearing this lesson for other versions of you, as we just stated. You are not singular in any capacity. You are representative of all versions of you, and they are all representatives of you. You are all working to help each other, the one you. That was complex. I need a whiteboard for that.
Yes. Thank you.
Ooh. Well, let me see if I can help everyone understand what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
As we in the quantum world, they say every potential exists at all times. Every version of us exists all at once, right? We've heard that phrase over and over. And the reality, it is a reality, it is a truth in some very, very deep ways. And as we heal ourselves, we are directly connected to that other version of us in that other timeline or reality. And as we do the work, that healing is going over to them. Okay. As they do the work, the healing's coming over to us. Now recognize it may not impact us they're telling me this now, it may not impact us in the 3D world. Because as I'm talking, I'm asking the question, well, how come we don't wake up perfect? If that other version of us just healed something. They're like, no, it's not necessarily like that. It's not going to impact you in this reality, because that would be an unintentional and uninvited and unauthorized, they can't find the word, interference with your free will in this lifetime. But it's working at you at the higher energetic levels. So all the work you're doing now is for all versions of you. Share and share alike. I hope that made a little bit of sense, because it was a very confusing topic. Okay.
Yes. Patty says, Ken, do you know of or about scalar energy?
Scalar energy?
Scalar
Yeah.
energy?
Yeah. So, scalar waves, scalar energy, in my a brief understanding of it is in its infantileness. Beautiful stuff. And this is the next dedicated buzzword out there with frequencies. It's a measurable frequency to some degree, okay? Which makes it palatable to the human senses, the ability to say, science says this, science says that, and we can observe the effects. But there's another layer that's coming. It's coming within the next year and a half to 2 years that will overlay the scalar energies with the consciousness of intelligence. Recognize when you deal with scalar waves today, you are pumping in a frequency at a modulation to do a particular thing. Maybe you're killing the cells in the body at a certain frequency or amplitude. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But you're really not capturing the root cause, the energetic cause, the place in time where the event occurred, the past life, the trauma, your galactic heritage, so on and so forth. The next layer coming in, to be discussed in the future, is the intelligence behind that, to address the potential of the scalar waves in the body, but then to move that through all the existences of you, all the different consciousnesses of you, and get to the root cause finally, once and for all. So that's coming.
Okay.
It will be an immeasurable, an unmeasurable wave. I had asked my team and others a week or two ago, I'm like, listen, we're talking about this field around me. Is it measurable? Can science come by and measure the field? And said, absolutely not. It is not something that can be seen on a device. It's something that has to be felt. And it'll be felt individually and different for each person. It's that type of energy that's coming to overlay on top of the scalar energy. So there'll be practitioners coming, and they tell me to raise my hand. I'll be one of them coming that will introduce those frequencies and blend them together with the scalar devices themselves. So injecting the consciousness of that frequency into the device. That's new. That's coming.
Wow. Okay.
Humanity is shifting. The humanity is shifting in ways that we can't place words around. And I've seen it. They've shown me. I know it's coming in very broad terms, but I don't discuss. I'm a firm believer in not talking about something until it shows up front and center. If it's not in my doorway, Amazon hasn't arrived yet, right? So same thing, right? I'll talk about some of those things in the future when they're actually in the present.
So Cheryl says, our question here, and we're talking about the living library again, so we want to make sure we answer. It says the living library, every version of each individual in all parts of the universe and in every dimension. So that's
every reality, every frequency band, all existences across all time and space and in all forms. Absolutely.
Okay.
And
Okay. Yes, it's distorted sound on my end too, Ken. And you've kind of frozen up. Is everybody else getting that? Okay.
hey everybody. I I apologize for that. My laptop has blown the power supply. I saw this happening earlier today. My deep apologies for that. I appreciate everyone. Please watch the replay and join me for the next adventure. Love all of you, and I appreciate all of you. Have a beautiful night. Thank you.
Thank you for coming, everyone.